All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. If you wouldn't mind putting your name and organization in the chat, that would be very helpful. Good afternoon. I am Ashley Henricks. I am Associate Director at Wisconsin Literacy, and just want to start off by saying welcome and thank you to all of our members who have joined us this afternoon, board members and volunteers. We're just extremely grateful for your membership and your engagement with Wisconsin Literacy. So looking forward to just coming together and celebrating the impact that all of you have in and around Wisconsin and beyond. So I do want to start off by recognizing our staff who are on the call, and you'll be able to see many familiar faces, I'm sure, but I will just go by who I can see on my end. I am based in Kenosha, Wisconsin, in the Madison office once a week, so I am at my home office right now. But we do have Kimberly Wild, who is our Southwest South Central Regional Literacy Consultant. Dan Torres is the Wisconsin Literacy logo you see there. He is our data and communications manager, so he is driving things for us this afternoon. So we're grateful to Dan. We also have Jamie Cobes. She is our manager of tutor training and digital literacy. Marcia Conant is our Southeast Regional Literacy Consultant. And Shannon Mason Young is our Northwest Regional Literacy Consultant. And then we have Kelly Rush, who is our grants and financial specialist. And Lang, sorry, is our accountant and all things financial. And then we have Rose Lamensdorf, and she is our manager of our refugee services. Robin Hallett was able to log on. Robin is at COABE right now, the Coalition on Adult Basic Education's annual conference, which is enormous. So Robin is joining us from Indianapolis, and Robin is our Northeast Regional Literacy Consultant. And then I want to make sure I've got all of our staff. I believe so. Just make one more time. All right, and then I do want to also recognize our board members who have joined us. Like many of you, they have a very packed schedule, so but we're very grateful to those who were able to join us. Melissa Quinn is on this call, and she is based up near Green Bay. Anna Krause is one of our outgoing member agency representatives on the board. And let's see. And I know Erin McCann has joined us. Erin is our board chair, and you will hear from him in just a couple of minutes. And then we also have Eric Johnson with the Milwaukee Public Library. And like Anna, he is also one of our outgoing member agency reps. And we are very grateful to both Anna and Eric for their years of service and bringing your voice to the Literacy Council or to our board of directors. So. And let me just make sure I didn't miss anyone. Jennifer DeMont Mullen is also on our board. She is with the YWCA of the US, and you'll be hearing from Jennifer later on during the meeting. All right. And then I know Jake Gerges, our executive director, is also on as well, and you will hear from him very shortly as well. So I just wanted to make those introductions and then also give you a quick overview of the agenda. You all received this via email. It's also been on our website, but we'll look for approval of our last annual meeting minutes in just a minute or two. And then I'll turn it over to Jake and Aaron for their messages. And then we will introduce our new member agency representatives. As I mentioned, you'll hear from Jennifer DeMont Mullen from our board. And then we have a couple of student success videos that were submitted by our member agencies that we're excited to share with you. I'll give a special welcome to our newest members, and then our regional literacy consultants will be presenting on a few of our focus areas in the literacy space. And then Jake will wrap us up with an overview of the past year, some closing remarks, and then finish up with a members' needs survey. And of course, any questions that all of you have for us, any victories you'd like to share, we will certainly look forward to hearing those towards the end of the meeting. So to start the official business of the meeting, I would like to ask for an approval of the 2024 annual meeting minutes, which were also included with the main agenda document. And if you would like to make that motion, just unmute yourself and just give me your name so I can record that for the official minutes.
I'll make a motion. This is Maria Gutierrez Barola from Casa Guadalupe.
Thank you, Maria. And is there a second?
This is Cheryl from the Kenosha Literacy Council. I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Cheryl. All right. Are there any questions or discussion on the motion? Okay. If not, then I would just ask you to unmute yourselves, and all those in favor of approving the 2024 annual meeting minutes, if you could just say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any nays? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Maria and Cheryl, for your help with that. And at this point, I would like to then turn it over to Jake Gerges, who is our Executive Director, for his welcome message. Dan, do we have Jake?
He had a little bit of technical glitch. He's coming in right now.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Rule one of doing an annual meeting is being on time, and I am gravely sorry for not being here. My name is Jake Gerges, and I'm the Executive Director of Wisconsin Literacy. I was a member of Wisconsin Literacy for nearly 20 years, and it was a true honor to be a member organization. And when the opportunity came to further the mission of Wisconsin Literacy, I really took that as an honor when I was accepted as the Executive Director. I want you to know that all of the work that we do at Wisconsin Literacy is based around the outcomes of strengthening literacy statewide. While we bring together a group of organizations, the work that is done by our member organizations is the real key to the success of long-term sustainable systemic change in the state of Wisconsin. I want to say thank you to everyone who is working for the same common cause. And please know that this organization was made by our members, and we continue to be governed that way as well. We have multiple representatives on the board, and that number will increase next year to 4 members. We continue to listen to the ground floor. So today I want you to know that you'll hear from regional representatives who understand the story and the differences and commonalities amongst the pro-member organizations. At this time, I want to hand the mic over to Aaron McCann, the Chair of the Board of Directors for Wisconsin Literacy.
Thank you, Jake. As board chair, it's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you on behalf of our entire board of directors. But more than just welcoming you, I also want to thank you. Thank you all for being here and for the incredible work that you all do every single day across the state of Wisconsin. We, unlike all of you, are not on the ground in your communities in the same way that you are. And we don't seek, I think importantly, to supplant the important work that you do. But we do hope that through your membership in this organization that you feel our presence constantly standing behind you to back you up at a systems level, eager to support and to enhance your individual efforts to promote and increase literacy statewide. When our entire network is stronger, we think that everyone benefits and more learners can be served. Now, before I turn it over to Ashley to introduce our new member representatives to the board for this next year, I wanted to share just a few words about the role of the board at Wisconsin Literacy. The relationship, I think, between any nonprofit board and its underlying organization is one of constant evolution. Most of you know this because you probably have boards of your own that you have to contend with from time to time. While I am completely biased as the chair of the board, I believe that the current iteration and evolution of Wisconsin Literacy's board has brought us to a really positive place. In contrast with the incredible work that our members are doing every day, I think our responsibility as a board is much simpler and easier to understand. We provide organizational oversight to ensure that Wisconsin Literacy remains financially sound, focused on and responsive to its members, and dedicated to fulfilling its central mission of changing lives by strengthening literacy statewide. And today, our annual meeting is an important part of that work. As a board, we are extremely grateful for the years of board service that were provided by our two outgoing board member representatives, Anna and Eric, who Ashley introduced you to earlier. And we are thrilled this year to welcome 4 new board member representatives to help guide the direction of this organization moving forward. The contributions of these 4 new representatives will ensure that we remain a member-focused organization and that your voices as members of this organization continue to shape our direction in the years ahead. So thank you on behalf of the board again for your continued partnership in this important work.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for that and for your leadership of our board. I do want to, as Aaron mentioned, recognize Anna Krause with the Baraboo Literacy Council and Eric Johnson with Milwaukee Public Library System for their service on the board, representing you and your needs. And they will be stepping down from their terms. And we are delighted to welcome 4 new member agency representatives. They will officially join the board at our June meeting. And so I do want to just let you know their roles and where their voices and where their experience comes from. So Chelsea Miller is a communications instructor with the Jackson Correctional Institution. Josh Branham is a board member with the Adult Literacy of Ozaukee County. Patty Fellows is with the Manitowoc Public Library and One-to-One Literacy Partners. And Brian Curry leads the Wisconsin Workforce Transformation. So we are very excited not only to welcome all of these individuals, but also excited by the diverse experience that they bring to our board, and just really looking forward to their contributions moving forward. So welcome, Josh, Chelsea, Patty, and Brian. All right. And now it is also my pleasure to turn things over to Jennifer DeMotte-Mullen, who I introduced all of you to a few minutes ago. She is one of our newer board members and just brings a wealth of professional experience and personal heart and passion for what all of you do. So Jennifer is going to just share some remarks and some thoughts before transitioning to our student success videos. So Jennifer, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Ashley. So good afternoon, everyone. As Ashley said, my name is Jennifer DeMotte-Mullen, and I serve on the Wisconsin Literacy Board of Directors. I currently work with the national office of YWCA, but for many, many years, I worked locally as Chief Program Officer at YWCA Southeast Wisconsin. So it was actually in that role that I first became connected to Wisconsin Literacy and to you, the incredible network of providers across the state. So in preparing for today, I've been thinking a lot about what this work actually looks like day to day. And this is something that always struck me in my role at YWCA Southeast Wisconsin, that most of the work doesn't look like transformation in the moment. It looks like helping someone figure out childcare so they can make it to class. It looks like finding a different way to explain something because maybe the first one didn't land. It looks like someone walking in after a hard week and still decided, I'm going to try to do this again. And it's because of you. It's because of you being there. Honestly, we all know this is the bulk of the work. And those tiny, seemingly tiny steps are absolutely transformational. It's also the part that's easiest to miss when you're focused on everything else you're carrying. Reporting, the outputs, the outcomes, the budgets, all of it, all the things. The systems that keep programs funded and running. So I just want now for us to slow down for a moment. And I want to remind us to celebrate that part, because that steady day-to-day support is really what makes everything else possible. It is the foundation everything else is built on for those we serve. As we all know, many adults in literacy and adult education programs, for them, the barrier isn't only reading or writing or math. It's everything wrapped around it. It's work schedules that don't bend, unreliable transportation, childcare that falls through, and often years of feeling like less than, like learning wasn't meant for them anyway. So when someone keeps showing up, when they stay with it long enough that things start to click, something huge is shifting. And it's not just skills. It's actually identity. It's how they see themselves. It's how they move through the world. And because of you all, they're not doing that alone. There's usually a whole chain of people who help them stay in it. There's a tutor who keeps showing up, staff who know their name, but also the names of their kids and what their kids are doing in school. It's a partner organization that removes a barrier that they couldn't solve on their own. And sometimes it's just one person who keeps saying, keep going, you've got this. For many learners, you become the most steady source of encouragement they have, the place where they're reminded over and over that they are not stuck where they started. And I don't think we talk about that enough as being the work itself. It's the work of building dignity, of building confidence and possibility. And you know this, it's about so much more than reading and math. That encouragement and support of persistence you offer learners is something you also need and deserve from each other. And if you haven't fully stepped into that, I really encourage you to do so. It is there for you. We all know this work is more sustainable when organizations are in relationship with each other, not just working alongside one another, but actually connected, sharing what's working, being honest about what isn't, and asking each other for support when we're stuck. Right now, a lot of organizations are working on the same challenges at the same time, just in different places. And too often, there isn't enough intentional space to connect the dots between us. So people end up rebuilding things that already exist elsewhere or carrying challenges that someone else in our network has already worked through. That is exactly what this network is here for. And if anything, it matters even more right now. The environment you're working in is incredibly complex. The need is high, resources are tight. In many cases, resources are shrinking. And then there's the waters we're swimming in, right? There's this level of uncertainty that people are carrying that isn't always spoken out loud, but it's widely felt between us. We need each other. We truly are stronger together, and staying connected can't be incidental. It has to be intentional. We have to make the time for it and treat it as part of the work. Making time and space for those relationships is part of what strengthens the work itself, including you all, the people doing it. So I'll close out with a couple of thoughts. First, your organizations are making a difference. It's not abstract. It is real. It is concrete. It shows up in ways that impact people's confidence and stability and how they show up. Yes, for their families and their communities, but maybe most importantly, it's about how they show up for themselves. You give people what they need to change their own lives. Second, remember, none of you are doing this work in isolation. The challenges are shared, and so are many of the solutions. Staying connected to each other is part of what makes it possible to keep going. So please lean into this network. Everything we've just named, the persistence, the encouragement, the relationships, the small moments that build real change, those don't live in theory. They show up in people's lives. So the next two videos shared by our member agencies offer a glimpse of that. They show what happens when someone keeps going and when a network like this one is there to support them along the way. So as you watch, you're going to see your work reflected in these stories. Because this is the impact you're making every day. So on behalf of the Wisconsin Literacy Board of Directors, thank you. Thank you for being part of this transformational work. We're really glad you're here and that you're part of Wisconsin Literacy's membership. Thank you.
Right. So as Jennifer mentioned, we got two videos for you. First, we're going to share something from Kenosha Literacy Council, and then a video from Shawano County Literacy Council. Just one moment.
My name is Victoria and I'm from Ukraine. I came to the United States in 2019. My English wasn't good and I didn't know where to start. My mom brought me to Kenosha Literacy Council, which helped me a lot. I had lots of classes, tutoring, conversation classes, and conversation classes were my favorite. I feel like it improved my conversation skills. It took me 6 months to find the first job in the United States, and it was another challenge for me. I had to learn phlebotomy, which I've never done before, and then another challenge was I had to change the job from a small plasma center to a big hospital, which I'm still working there and I absolutely love it. In 2024, I got my citizenship class with Kenosha Literacy Council. It helped me to get my certificate. I became a citizen, and classes that helped me to prepare were very interesting. I've learned a lot of United States history. I bought my own condo, which was a huge milestone for me. I also bought a new car that also I probably could have done in Ukraine. Learn something new, work hard, to be determined. That's how I know I'm capable of more than I have ever imagined. My journey hasn't been easy, but it has been worth it, and I'm proud how far I've come. Today I can say with confidence that I'm happy with my life in the United States, and this is just the beginning.
Hi, I'm Kathy Sunday with Shawano County Literacy Council, and I'm here with Vivian, who is one of our students, and she'd like to talk with us a little bit about what Shawano County Literacy Council has done for her and with her. First, let's find out a little bit about Vivian. What brought you to Shawano County?
Okay, I am Vivian Castro. I am from Honduras. I'm talking about the program. So I moved here in 2013 when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and I went to Walmart and I find a person to speak English, to speak Spanish. Sorry, and she told me about the program. I remember I took the classes in 2014 with Mickey Thielen, and I remember to bring my youngest daughter in the stroller because I don't have somebody to take her at the moment, and always with me in the classes and in the library every Wednesday with Mickey Thielen. Yeah.
Very good. So that's one of the advantages with literacy is that it's one-on-one tutoring. We do have some small classes, but we're very flexible. You can bring your child with you if you need to. And that was very helpful for you, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So Andrea too learned English, the baby, and now, yes. Yeah.
While you were in your class. That works out really well. And as you see, we're in a classroom here. We're in your actual classroom. What do you do for a living now?
Okay, so here I'm teaching Spanish 1, 2, and 3. This is Wolf River Lutheran School. This is my 7th year work here in this school. It's a good school, good staff, good students, and good pray to God every day.
Well, that really kind of leads into my question is, what has Shawano County Literacy Council helped you achieve in your life?
Okay, so learning English is changed my life greatly because I am here now. So because I learn more and every day, so it's my challenge to learn something new, to teach, to practice with everybody.
Right. Shawano County Literacy not only offers English training and education, but we also have a citizenship program. And I believe you went through the citizenship program, or you had some help with one of our tutors?
Yeah, so I remember Mickey encouraged me, pushed me to take the test, and I say, no, Mickey, I can't be afraid to take the test because 100 questions. I say, I'm not good in English, and maybe I don't pass my test. But I'm here in 2019. Took the test, and I'm here with my citizenship too.
So you did get full citizenship with her help and encouragement.
Yes, for Mickey.
Yeah, thanks to Mickey.
Yes, thanks
That's
to Mickey,
wonderful. So how do you think going through the Shawano County Literacy Council helped you in your life all around?
Oh yes, helped me a lot because now I can communicate with people, with persons in channel. I understand more, and I can do more activities with my daughters because they are at school too, and I need to a conference and everything. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. We did mention briefly that you brought your daughter with you when you were taking your classes. We also have to mention it was probably helpful in that all of your materials were supplied free of charge. You didn't have to pay for a bunch of textbooks. You didn't have to pay for individual lessons. Did that help at all for you?
Yes, it's helped. No pay, nothing. The books are free. Teachers, so they do good work, so no pay, nothing. It's total free.
Wonderful. That's good. And did you also use the opportunity? We do supply free tablets, so the electronics, or did you have your own already?
I have my own already. Yeah, I remember use books.
Mostly books.
Mostly books, yes.
Well, nowadays we're so high tech. We also
Oh.
supply tablets and the Wi-Fi for the people, also again with free of charge. So you've been with us a long time and done a lot. And
Good.
so we keep moving on. Well, it's been wonderful talking with you, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
we're so proud of Vivian because she's definitely a success story for us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for your time.
Loved hearing those stories of student success, and thank you to Shawano and Kenosha Literacy Council for sharing their stories, and to the students for being willing to share their stories with all of you. So just really, really um, follow up on Jennifer's presentation. You all are making a difference every day, whether it's, in a big way that you notice, a test score, an assessment, a reading level, or in those small successes that are so personal. So thank you to all of you. I do want to give a special welcome to some of our newest member agencies. We now have over 80 member agencies across the state, big and small, and very grateful again to all of you for being a member. So our newest member agencies are Immigrant Hope in Forest Lakes, the Wisconsin Institute for Learning Disabilities and Dyslexia, the Mendota Mental Health Institute, Trinity Baptist Church, Open Doors for Refugees, and the ARC Fond du Lac. So welcome. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our regional literacy consultants who are going to share, as I mentioned, some thoughts, some data and trends that they are seeing in different areas of work of literacy, including workforce, financial wellness, digital and health literacy. Marcia Conant, our Southeast Regional Literacy Consultant, will kick us off. And I do want to also mention, as you met, or as I introduced her, Robin Hallett is not presenting. She shared all of her information, and the team is doing her presentation for her while she is attending sessions at COABE. So it was great to see her to see Robin at the beginning of this meeting. All right, so Marcia, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, we were asked to highlight what our members are involved in these four specific areas. And so I chose the workforce / pathways to literacy. And I guess the best way to explain that is many programs are involved in advancing workforce for their students or learners. Things like writing resumes and other things of that nature. But then there's also a number of programs, specifically in my region, but I know throughout the state, that also offer pathways. And I'm going to explain that in just a few moments. But 31% of the members here in Wisconsin offer workforce literacies or some form of pathways. And I want to do a member shout out to Literacy Services of Wisconsin, because they pretty much, along with a couple of other programs, pioneered the idea of offering work-based pathway programs. And what that looks like is they have partnered with unions and construction companies and building companies to offer not just literacy, although reading and writing and math are included, but also those hands-on skills that people wanting to enter, in their case, a construction area. And I know they also do things, I think, in culinary. We also have some programs doing things in other areas, but these are true hands-on workforce skills that people get. The regional consultants obviously provide training and support to tutors and staff through a broad range of areas, but we also work to connect them with the Department of Workforce Development, for instance, and W-2 programs and our local job services, because that again is another lifeline for students and learners in literacy programs. Because once they've mastered the skills that are being taught them in the various members across the state, they can either gain a job or get a better job or improve their living conditions by finding a more appropriate job. So that's what we've been doing in the workforce/pathways area. Shannon, would you like to take over and talk about financial?
Yes, I would be happy to. And again, Robin compiled all of this information. So thank you, Robin, for doing so. So to spend a little time about financial literacy, based on the demographic survey, as Marcia mentioned earlier, 25% of members reported that they offer some type of financial literacy in their programming. One of the Northeast members, the YWCA Greater Green Bay they partner with with Associate Bank in their community, and they offer a financial wellness class once a month. It's a 45-minute session, and they have structured it so that each session is a different topic. So maybe one week they'll cover budgeting, debt reduction, saving tips, credit, and anything that's relating in that financial wellness component. And as Marcia said, as your literacy regional consultants, what we can do is help leverage materials and information that we hear and offer networking calls with one another, and so that we can share with one another a little bit what we were talking about. We're stronger together, and incorporate some best practices, offer standalone financial literacy programs. I would also say some other things are your credit unions, junior achievement, your W-2s also have some financial literacy information that you can work with. And then also, yeah, we just try and provide that training on ways that you can incorporate financial literacy into your tutoring, into your lesson planning, and just offer those resources to you to help enrich that financial literacy that you're doing in your programming. Now I'll pass it along to Kimberly.
Sounds great. Thanks so much. So we saw in the last demographic survey that 46% of members reported offering digital literacy, and really several members across the state have creatively integrated digital literacy into their classroom or their tutoring program. We've really seen a lot of innovation and just fantastic ways that programs have integrated activities that support digital literacy and ongoing learning for their students. Today, we'd like to shout out to State Line Literacy Council in Beloit. State Line Literacy Council participated in Wisconsin Literacy's laptop distribution program through the Public Service Commission grant, and many of their learners received laptops through that program. They then integrated the laptops and digital literacy instruction into their GED program, as well as their ELL levels 2 and 3 classrooms. State Line's fantastic director, Anne, who I believe is joining us today, shared with me that their approach has been to meet learners where they're at with digital literacy instruction. They initially offered some computer classes and shifted to offering office hours and continuing to support learners in utilizing their laptops and digital literacy skills through their continuing education. State Line is also among 20 Wisconsin literacy members that are currently using the North Star digital literacy curriculum. Please reach out to your RLC if you're interested in learning more about North Star and other resources that you can use in your program to teach digital literacy. I'd also like to highlight a couple of the many Wisconsin literacy resources on digital literacy. I'd like to highlight the tutor training, virtual tutoring. Yes, you can. This is a self-paced online training. It's really helpful for those who are thinking about tutoring virtually and kind of getting a sense of what that could look like for their organization, and also for those who are already tutoring virtually and want to learn some new tips and tricks and generally improve their practice. Also want to shout out to the fantastic Jamie Copes, who offers Digital Tools for Teaching, a monthly training series covering a wide variety of tools that can be used in digital literacy instruction. The next session is coming up on April 23rd, 11 to noon on Flippity Makerspace. And Jamie will be presenting on how to use Flippity to help you create flashcards, sorting activities, games, and more for free. And participants will learn to use Flippity to design their own activity and be inspired by what others are creating. So that information will be sent out through your RLC. And always feel free to reach out for additional information on that as well. As I mentioned earlier, Wisconsin Literacy is participating in a Public Service Commission grant, and we've worked with members across the state to distribute 2,200 laptops so far to learners, and will continue to reach more learners over the next few months. And I now will move on to health literacy. So back to Shannon.
Okay, thanks, Kimberly. So when we're talking about health literacy, this is another area that 25% of the members from the demographics survey said that they offer health literacy programming. And here in the Northwest, some programs, Washburn County Literacy is doing some really good work incorporating some resources from the Department of Public Health, Department of Public Instruction, health education. They're using some New Readers Press, some health stories. Literacy Chippewa Valley is also incorporating some material that they have received from a local health system here that they can put within their jail programs. And other resources are creating their own materials. They're using games to present this health literacy information. In the instances that they shared, they were able to really help cement that language and that learning with the health literacy component. Wisconsin Literacy has been a leader in Wisconsin in health literacy over many years. We are at an exciting time with health literacy, and Jake will kind of talk a little bit about that going forward. But we want to be able to, as your literacy consultants, be able to connect programs and materials to provide you some up-to-date information, relevant resources, and help connect you with those partners in that health literacy field. Or maybe programs are working with their family resource center or their county health departments to have people come in and do presentations with their classes and their learners. And then also we like to show you ways that you can incorporate health topics into your lesson planning. So if you've taken our tutor training tutor training program, as we go through it, you'll notice there's one whole session where we dedicate ways that you can incorporate your health literacy topics into your lesson plans, because a lot of our learners, it's very relevant to them, right, for that health literacy information, how to read those prescription labels, how to connect with your physicians, your doctors, and all of that. So that is some of the ways that we can offer support in that area. And with that, I will pass it over to Jake.
Thanks, everybody. That's a great review of the work that we've been doing. And I want to go into a little bit of the funding. I promise you I have a suit jacket that should be on me right now, but I thought it was more important to get moving forward with the meeting. So I'll continue here. First, talking about the Bureau of Refugee Programming that was funded through the Department of Children and Family. 19 member organizations served 1,399 students last year. 1,121 were served through RSS services, 195 Afghani arrivals were served, and 83 Ukrainian arrivals were. I want you all to know that that contract had many moving parts in it, and it was all handled separately. So each one of those pieces was a different grant from the view of Wisconsin literacy. And I wanted you to know that at the center of this work is English language learning. Many of the individuals served through this were people who've supported our efforts abroad. or had left places that were no longer suitable for them to live with their family. They came here and they had to press the reset button, a new language, a new culture, and that work that you've all done at your local organizations changes lives. I remember when I talked to somebody that came here as a refugee, I asked them, when did you start to feel American? And they told me it was when they started to dream in English. And that felt for me. And isn't that truly what the American dream should be, is coming to a place, getting supportive services and showing your skill set. Many of these individuals that we're talking about had professional careers in the past. They're coming here resetting, and because of the work you've done on the ground line, we were able to service so many people. I truly appreciate the work that everyone's done in this contract. And Wisconsin Literacy will continue to look at ways to get the resources and material out to member organizations, whether through additional funding sources, or we find ways to bend some of the other funding sources to create materials. We have some plans on how we can continue to get operations through to the people that need it the most. The Department of Children and Families also support TANF, a TANF eligibility program where TANF learners can come in and get extra resources that's prescribed through Wisconsin Literacy. The outcomes of that was more than 6,200 GED and HSED learners were served this year, with nearly 1,500 literacy learners. That's the ABE and GED. By integrating these programs together, a lot of funders want to see outcomes and they want to see credentials. But the way Wisconsin Literacy approached this funding was that this is a pipeline. ELL often goes to ABE. ABE, or Adult Basic Education, goes into the credentialing pathways. So when we approach funders about what we're looking for the full cycle, the full system. Everyone moves up. So I do want to shout out Joyce's Legacy Learning Center. She provided a great story about a mother that came into her place, multiple people, multiple family members, a busy life. And her story was about perseverance. And I'm not going to go too deep into this because we shared many of our members' organization success, but she continued because of the services that were provided there and the additional resources that Wisconsin Literacy was able to provide. She ended up going on to be GED Testing Services Student of the Year. And all of this work happens because of our member organizations. There are specific grants that we can point to, specific services that fund us, but one funding source that we have that kind of is in the background is the Department of Public Instruction gives us general supporting dollars that help support regional meetings, professional development series, and they also allow us to purchase a membership in Pro Literacy. Many of you all may not have known that the PSC grant that I'm going to talk about next, the Public Service Commission grant, was actually done because Pro Literacy had reached out to us about a computer refurbishing company in California that wanted to partner with Wisconsin-based literacy organizations. So partnerships at the national level with Pro Literacy and COABE is also available through this. This helps us build the capacity of our member organizations. And just frankly, sometimes not everyone fits into the funding that's available. This is that funding that comes together in the end and ties it all up together. The Public Service Commission, how many of you have all been involved in that process? That's a large process that's going on right now, a lot of moving parts. And as a member for 20 years, I always remember thinking like, oh, do I want to take on a new thing? This is scary for me. And I want you to know that in the previous fiscal year, we were able to get more than $400,000 worth of laptops and supportive services out to the member organizations. I want to make sure that everyone here that has helped deliver these laptops to community members understands that they didn't just get a laptop. They also have a 5-year warranty on that laptop, access to technological support when things just don't work right, like computer's not working correct when you're supposed to be in an annual meeting. There's tech support for that. And there is online learning platforms. For the next 5 years, they can attempt to gain digital literacy skills through an online learning platform. All of that was included when they got the laptop from your organization through our funding. Now I want to give an update to where we are now with this because it's getting there. We have delivered over 2,200 laptops, and that's $1.4 million of devices, protection, and continued digital literacy that is now in the communities that need it the most. Some organizations chose to provide the devices exclusive to their learners, and others decided to open it up to the broader community. Both of those approaches are completely appropriate. Organizations out there, or people out there, need to understand that the literacy organizations are community hubs. We do the work that's needed in the community, and oftentimes we are organic messengers. People come to us because they've had people that they've known come to our organizations. You all are doing the work on the ground. I appreciate this piece, and the digital literacy is going to be vital in the future economy. Now, the health literacy piece, I don't know how many of you have heard about the regional or the rural healthcare transformation dollars that are coming out through the Department of Workforce Development. I'm on the Governor's Council for Workforce Development, and they're approaching that funding source right now as similar to ARA or American Recovery Act money. A lot of money is going to be coming into the state for multiple years right now through health literacy. Currently, right now, we're working with a group called WizMed to do Care Through Clarity series. This series helps doctors, well, speak human. I know when I go to the doctor, I get white coat syndrome like crazy. I don't know why, but I'm only listening at 3/4 of what I should be. And simple things lead to bigger solutions. If people talk in a way that we understand, it's easier for us, especially in times during stress. So we're working with the Wisconsin Medical Society to get doctors to slow down, speak intentionally, speak in languages that everyone can understand. And it's a 20-credit CME training. We've gotten great results. Shannon and Anna were a piece of that. And one of the leads at emergency room, person that oversees the emergency room, said, I wish I would have had this training before we redid our policies about plain language communication. I also want you to know that long-term, everything that we get from larger funding sources has a detail or data that needs to be brought back in there. Our goal in the future of Wisconsin literacy is to have actual measurements inside of health literacy spaces. I can't get too far into the weeds of some funding that we're approaching right now, but we're working in every aspect to cross the different pillars that we just talked about, the programmatic areas that we work with. How can we use health literacy to strengthen our member organizations? How can we talk about financial literacy in the realm of health literacy? Our areas overlap, and all we're trying to do is increase understanding through certain ways, certain topic areas. All of you that are literacy experts already have the skill sets to talk about areas like health literacy. It's a different context in the way adult learning theory is applied. So please, when we're looking at times with tight funding and opportunities are a little bit more sparse, we have to look at ways that we can cross these pillars, work together, and find solutions, long-term solutions, system-level solutions is what Wisconsin Literacy is here to do. And it's only done through our members and the people that support us. I can't thank you all enough for the work that you do. I know that you have sleepless nights because I had them too. And I continue to promise that Wisconsin Literacy works day and night. You're never out of our thoughts and how we can better serve and strengthen literacy statewide. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that everyone was so kind. At this time, we are going to go through a process. Wisconsin Literacy can only tell the story and know how to better help you through the information that you give us. Today, we're asking for you all to fill out a survey about the needs in the member organizations. I don't think, I know it's another survey. I know it's another thing to do. And we ask a lot of information for you because we want to make sure we're doing the right things for our members. So if you could pull out your phone, scan this QR code. For anybody that's not used to using QR codes, please know you don't need to take a picture. You can just point your camera app at it, then a little yellow thing usually pops up at the bottom. If you have a chance to fill this out, I want you to know that you could be the winner of a Great Wisconsin Literacy Blanket. One winner will be selected from those that fill this out. But please know that we can only write larger systemic grants, look for different funding resources, or create solutions if we know what the need is. So when you're giving us the demographic information or filling out this surveys, it truly helps tell the story and the need. And the more regional we can get it, the more access we'd have to funding that can support your cause. At this time, we can open it up to any questions. The drawing will be held on April 17th for those that fill it out. We suggest doing it now, but if you need to wait for a little bit, that's fine too. But we open it up to any questions you may have about our organization.
Dan, I believe Chelsea had a question, but I believe if she types in the Whislet.org / AM26, that will also take her to the survey. Is that correct?
Yes, and it is case sensitive. So just
Okay.
make sure that AM is capitalized.
Thank you.
Again, if there is any concept, any thought, any program or professional development that anybody wants, this is the group that has a wide variety. I mean, the people in this room in our larger network has such a variety of knowledge and skills, a history of doing different things. Together, we can come up with large-term solutions for large problems. And I want everybody to know that we are always open for partnerships, continued conversations. There are no such thing as silly questions, and please never feel like, I've been doing this work for so long, I should know this. We all feel that way. Every single person in the room has had a moment where they said, I should know that acronym, or I should know how to respond to this situation. This is the safe space. This is the space where we can share and grow together.
I just wanted to mention, sorry, Chelsea, I was able to access the survey using that link. If you type it in, as Dan mentioned, it is case sensitive. And then there's also a link in the chat itself. So hopefully that will work for everyone. We did try to make this as painless as possible. We are very grateful to all of you who continue to complete surveys. And this one, we really wanted to be brief, but to help you tell us what is most helpful. So thanks to everyone for completing that survey.
In adult education, they should always tell you that you should always be comfortable in silence, right? That's where the thinking happens. But as we come across to the 1 o'clock hour, does anyone have any final thoughts?
Honestly, just want to tell you guys thank you for all the advocating that you do. Shout out to Marcia, because Marcia, you make it really happen, Captain, down here in our region. So, but honestly, thank you guys for just being available, supportive. And I can honestly just say, just for all of us, specifically for us too, at Joyce Legacy Learning Center, thank you guys for just being amazing. And I look forward to continue to work with you.
Mercedes, thanks for all that you do.
You're welcome. No problem.
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I say a special thanks to Robin Hallett, because she has been immense help in starting our GED program, and She has really, really been very supportive in that. Thank you.
Well, this is a great way to adjourn the meeting with just some feel good, and so I'm so glad that we are able to be there for all of you, and specifically our regional literacy consultants, who are true resources and assets to not only to us as a team, but to all of you. So I will let Jake officially wrap us up.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the work. Please always reach out. Please always share. We are only as strong as we are together. And I look forward to the next year and solving the problems that we'll face together. Thank you, everyone.